Good afternoon. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all today to the episode of Stirring the Pot, Words on a Plate. So, obviously, we have people known for different styles of writing about food. We have Subhasis here, who really writes, well-researched, long pieces about the origin, the history of food, and it's a pleasure to read. Jude here is our new age influencer blogger who writes about food. His style is very different. And Sanchita, even though she's not from the food industry, she's very passionate about food. So her perspective on food is a different matter altogether. So today's purpose is to bring together all these different styles of talking about food and see where it meets and where it doesn't. So thank you all of you for making time and coming here today. Thank you Subhasis, thank you Jude, thank you Sanchita. And of course, I must thank Sharadin Restaurant. Thank you for the venue, thank you for the hospitality, and thank you for always being a place for us to sit and talk. Now, as you know, like all of you who are here and all of you who are watching, obviously these people need no introduction. So I'm going to ask them to start off by talking about, we all know they're multifaceted, they have other jobs. However, they write about food. So I'd really like to know, how did it happen? What was the first meal you ever wrote about and why did you do it?
Thank you, Ishani, for inviting me here, first of all. The first thing that I remember that I started writing was a basic chicken curry. Something that we relate at home. And I think that is the most simplest thing when you think of it. But when you write, it's actually very complex. So when I could master writing that, and when I got the final result that people are liking, the way I wrote, and they appreciated it, so I got a bit pumped up there. That okay, then this thing is something that I enjoy doing. It further accelerated to writing a lot of other things which are related to more of home things, like for example having a simple khichdi as well. Now you must be thinking that उसमें क्या है, लिखने का क्या है? A lot of people might think. But actually when you break it down to understand that there are different types of khichdi, different types of chicken curry everywhere. And to put it forward for people to know about it, it takes a lot of research there. And
Nice.
This is a kind of my, something that I learned in the process.
Lovely. Subhasis, so me being a lady, I'll save the lady for last. So Subhasis, why don't you go?
Yeah. So my journey is a little different. First of all, thanks Ishani for inviting me, and it's a wonderful platform to be in. I am a travel buff, so I mostly travel for my work. I run an IT company for which I need to travel a lot across India and outside India as well. So whenever I travel, I take a lot of pictures. That's my habit. Previously, I had a Sony Digicam. Now I prefer doing it using my cell phone. So now what happens is I take pictures of the people, take pictures of the common places, and I take pictures of the food. So when I take pictures of the food, probably around 7-8 years back, I came across some very unique food being cooked in a university called KIT. You must be knowing KIT in Bhubaneswar. Mr. Achyut, who is the president of the entire university, Achyut sir took me into a school which is run by the university foundation, and they are all very poor and privileged. I mean, special kids as well as kids coming in from lower income level background. So they stay there and they study, they stay, and they are nourished. So So there in their kitchen actually, so the cooks were preparing a lot of unique foods, which is very high in nutrition value, but they're very simple food. So I got attracted to that, and I was taking a lot of clicks, different phases of clicks. So then Achyut sir was very astonished. He asked me, "Why are you taking so many of clicks for those normal foods? These are not extraordinary foods. These are all below the staple foods. They eat as their staple food, but we normally don't take. And you are not taking videos as well. You are taking separate stages of clicks." So I said, when I go back, I'm thinking of writing something on this. It's very unique for me. So it's a kind of a one pulses. Those all are mixed together. It's a one pot milk.
And is that the first time you actually thought about food?
Yes.
And
so
how
I came
long
back.
Was this?
I came back and I started writing.
Lovely. How many years back would this?
It was 7-8 years back.
Amazing. Sanchita?
No, I was thinking, when did I first write? I was trying to remember. I don't know, I just remember two things. One was I found this Chinese restaurant after driving around for 45 to 55 minutes, almost giving up, and then finding this restaurant. It's a woman-run restaurant. I don't know how many people know about it. It's very authentic. It's very far away beyond the office para. But it's a proper restaurant. So there I had the most amazing meal and I had written about it. After which I remember there were so many reactions, so many people interacting there and asking me where and wanting to go and eat. So I realized that I'm known for my love for food and people do consult me, but then that's when possibly one of the memories that came to me is what that restaurant I'd written about. Marina is the lady who owns it. And one I had written about a Panta pop-up in 2017. And which was actually my first homely set of pop-up experience where I was served Panta in a proper kolai dish with accompaniments. Because I've had Panta, I know what Panta is, but that you could do a pop-up with Panta was something which blew my mind and which possibly got the largest amount of reaction from people. And Shurmila had actually properly served that in kolai thala with bharta and all the accompaniments and everything. So these are the two things I can remember. I was trying to think. And I am forever writing about food, forever posting food pictures, forever eating. So, possibly these two are my earliest memories.
Amazing. So like he said, the thing with photographs is that you see, khichdi made with jeera does not look different from khichdi cooked with sarso, does not look different. It all looks the same.
Yeah.
So how would you, and this time I think I'll ask her first, how do you translate taste into text?
Yes.
See, when you're writing about food, the food has to be so good that when you write, you can still taste it. So when you can taste the food that you're photographed and you're writing about, you can write it well.
Done. True. But, okay, I'm going to be very non-diplomatic. Most things just say awesome, yummy, delicious. That doesn't say anything about the taste. So let's say you had to describe
How
this
can you
is better than that. Exactly. That
How
is
can
like
You have to add more photos, I think.
add more
Because
photos.
I think in the digital world, people want differentiation with the visual factor, if you see that way. So if you put one image and you give a full text of this is the whole thing and all, people don't understand that.
They don't even read.
They don't even read. So you have to, let's say, if you take the same image and put it 10 times and you just label it differently, people will still consider that, oh, acha, yehi hai, yehi hai, yehi hai. But deep down, you know that it's very difficult to make them understand.
awesome. This is now, see, here actually I was planning to ask this question much later, but here we can clearly see you would have a different view, right?
Yes, yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a different vision on this. My food blog has around till date I have around 45K unique organic follower across the world per month. So now I have a viewership of different cross section of people, starting from aged people of over 50 years of age, and in today's Gen Z as well. Now, my way of thinking and my way of writing is to connect people. I always try to connect people with their psyche. I play with their psyche. Basically, not with the pictures. Pictures definitely is a thing of to compensate and relate what we are writing about. But my perspective is to always I always look out for reaching out to people's psyche, hit their mind game, and I love to play with that. And when they relate with what I'm saying, what I'm trying to portray, when they relate and come back to me with a comment, I feel the goal is achieved.
Very nice. So that's what. So I'm just going to go straight there. So there was a time when we were kids, we only had food critics, like we heard about Michelin, blah
Yes,
blah
yes.
blah. Then came food writers. They would take a dish, like panta, something that people in the villages eat. They would do a history and a company
course.
came food writers. And now we have bloggers and influencers. Their main aim is to make that dish or that outlet known, right? So, do you see a major difference in how this has evolved over the years, or do you think it's all the one and the same thing? How do you see the difference?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
See, I'm neither a blogger nor an influencer. I am someone who loves food. So when I write about food, it is simply my love for the food. And that is where I've connected with so many people, and that is where people till date call me up to ask, I think you're eating this, can you recommend a place, or can you say where did you eat this? So that possibly is something when you do it from your heart. And when I actually, about myself, when I am writing about, if I enjoyed something and loved it, then only I'll write about it. And I always believe that, be it a food critic or a writer, when it is food, which is the religion of love across the globe, and you write it from your heart and you write it honestly, people will connect with you. You
Yes.
don't have to do anything.
Yes, very true.
Absolutely correct.
Absolutely
but do you
correct.
realize just because you're credible and you write about what you love, you would also be considered to the outside world an influencer because you're actually influencing people's choices?
Mostly my friends or people who like me, who like to
your
eat.
friends or people or the 10,000 people on Facebook who see what you're writing, right? So these days it's a very... But do you really think there is place for serious food criticism or serious food writing in today's world? Is there?
Yes.
Yes.
Should be there actually, because
you're right.
I'll tell you why. Because there is a lot of information which is not put to the table. Like again what I was saying, content creation has become more of a production process.
Absolutely.
People are focusing a lot on the production, but they don't touch the information part. I think tomorrow if you ask someone, especially the new age ones, that what is the differentiation of different sauces, they might not know.
True.
But they're very good at what they capture. But when it comes to the detailing and writing, that's not happening. And that's sad. I think that's sad because later stage, tomorrow if someone wants to really know what's in a recipe, they'll not able to say. I think that is something we have to think about and push this writing a lot. Writing is an integral part, I think, of the whole thing.
Of course.
Very
And
true.
I second that, and the hidden gems have to be The word has to be deleted from the dictionary of the
there's no
world.
hidden gems. I mean,
So,
yeah.
You
The
were
person
hidden,
is
how
hidden.
did you find
The person is hidden.
I can share a small anecdote if you permit
yes,
me.
please.
Yeah, I can. I mean, in connection with that hidden gems. So that word needs to be deleted.
Yes.
Perfect. In 2024, yeah, in 2024, just after Durga Puja, I was visiting Pelling for a work related thing, assignment kind of. So I had a couple of meetings over there with some hotels and all, and I decided to stay over there in a property in Pelling, Upper Pelling. So on one of those days of my stay, I decided to visit Pemiyangsi Monastery. So while going to Pemiyangsi Monastery from Upper Pelling by car, there is uh, a place, a small kind of a hamlet. Um, it's called Gazing, Gazing, Geyzing, Gazing. So there, if you go that way, and you have to cross that place. So there is a school, small school. It's called Denzong Pema Choling Academy, and it's a ICSC plus 12 plus 2 level school. Long time. So they run a self-run. They have a self-run bakery. It's called Lotus Bakery. More than 100 years old. It is just a Lotus Bakery is just a hut with a tin or asbestos roof. Okay, small one, very small one, rustic looking, and just at the foothill, and behind that is the school. Now, I stopped the car and I got into that. It was open. I got into that bakery shop. I came to know that there is one girl. Her name is Vishakha. I still remember her name. She was in class 7 last year, and she has been given the responsibility to run that bakery, and she is a class 7 of girl of that school. Now they have different items like chocolate donuts and jam donuts and cinnamon rolls and cupcakes, homemade loaves, chocolates, cookies. So I tasted few of them. I bought a few of them. It was amazing, out of the world. What we call it about, what we term it about, branded bakery shops, it is no less than that. I can vouch for it. If you ever go to Pelling, just try out Lotus Bakery. It's a more than 100-year-old shop, small one, rustic. And how do you call it? It's a hidden gems. This is not a hidden gems. It's just it's laid on the laid left on the by the side of the road.
Yeah, so to people of Pelling, it's something they know.
Yeah,
It's a hidden
and I
gem.
came back and I
Absolutely.
wrote about it, and probably more than 1,000 people from Sikkim contacted me and commented on that.
Nice. Welcome, Kanishka. So, we have all answered one question which we would also like you to answer, and that is, you write about food so much now, you cook, you write about outlets, you do a whole lot of that, but how did it start? What was the first meal that you ever wrote about?
Well, it's an interesting question. So, a different country altogether. I was in Bangladesh, and we discovered this one place where they sell grilled chicken, and it had something called chosh with it, which is actually sauce.
Oh, okay.
People have say this, and I wrote about it in a newsletter, and where I wrote, grilled chicken with naan, but I misspelled with N-U-N. Imagine the mortification after that. So that's my story of my first meal that I wrote about, grilled chicken and naan and roti.
That's lovely. Another thing I would like to get your perspective on, actually, I missed you when we asked that question. Um, we used to have food critics and then writers, and now we have bloggers and influencers. To you, do you think it is a natural evolution, or do you think these are two completely different genre of people? And you guys can also, again, say.
So are you saying, I think food writers to influencers? Is that what you're asking?
What I'm asking is, to you, are food critics, food writers, and bloggers or influencers completely separate people, or has one evolved into the other?
No, I think it should be separate definitely because I consider myself to be none of these. Food critic is an extremely evolved and somebody has to be trained in that. It's very difficult to criticize food. It's such a piece of art. How do you criticize art without understanding the art is something that's kind of a little beyond me. I think technology has helped create a lot of influencers and a lot of bloggers and bloggers that is driven a lot by technology and what we see around us, social media, etc., etc. But I completely think that these two should be very different. If a food critic, a serious food critic can become a blogger and a vlogger, brilliant. But I don't think there are too many examples of that, honestly.
Absolutely. So, you being somebody who independently writes about food, you also write articles. You being somebody who just talks about food when you like it. You being someone who's invited by big places to come talk about your food, and you also, both of you, you write on your own, but you're also asked by people to write about their food. To all of you, I have one question. Are you ever afraid to write about anything? Are there details you want to, but you don't mention?
I'm not. I write for the pleasure. I eat because I love food. And since no one officially hires me or pays me to write about food, I can write. If it's good, I can write good. If it's not, I can write barrels. So that way I
That
get
being
scot-free.
said, Calcutta, I'm just going with our particulars. Calcutta being a village where everyone knows each other, would you not pause, say, 3 seconds before you wrote something about somebody who's very well known to you, maybe?
I would then call up that person, which I've done in the last week. I have called up the owner and said, I had this, and I thought I should tell you that this was not the way it usually is, and I didn't like this, so I just thought I should tell you.
I appreciate
Awesome.
that. That's the way it should happen. We should actually, if we know the owner, nothing like it, or else leaving a comment or sending a direct message or a mail is absolutely fine. Not everyone needs to be named and shamed.
Exactly.
If there is a serial offense that keeps on happening, then maybe we should just stay away from that place.
Absolutely.
Which sends a wrong signal. Which sends a big signal that some people are not coming to the place, which I think is also important to do. But I agree with you that I am also not in favor of naming and shaming. Because often enough I see there can be a bad day.
Yes.
When you
Yes, of
can ask-
course. There can be a bad
Is there
day.
anything you would not write? Let's say I'm just frankly asking, you would not write it. No matter how bad it is, something you will not write.
Well, I've written, but now we are friends. Like, the
Okay.
person who read it now has got back to me, and we have come to terms of understanding. So I do understand that there's two sides of the coin. So there are people who are looking forward to read that side also, if you see it that way.
Yes.
So for that, if you have accessibility with the owner, like Kaniska said, okay, why not try that option first?
Yes.
And fix it there.
Right.
Because if you're going to recommend something, it should not be in a misguiding way, I feel. So it should be a guiding path, and I think that's what it is from my
Unless
side.
you're driven to write,
Yeah.
I used to be
absolutely.
absolutely ruthless when I used to blog. Absolutely ruthless. But I don't do that anymore. Maybe it's age. And I also believe that
Or
some
maybe you
people have-
got beaten up too many times.
Actually, I never got burnt. I wish I
Okay.
did. I wish I did, but nobody burnt me ever. but I honestly feel that everybody needs a second chance in life.
Yeah.
Of course.
But the third chance, the difficult one to come back, I just remove myself from the place and nothing. And my usual trick used to be I talk about the tables and chairs and the water and the light and the ambience and not a single word of
About the food. Yeah, I think we all do that
So
a
you have
lot.
to read between the lines.
There was nothing between.
I wouldn't even write about it. What was the
Yeah.
place?
I always prefer a personal communication or a WhatsApp communication, that way personal. So to let them know what has happened, if there is anything wrong I have come across. But never ever in my blog, which is coming live on any platform, and it is being read by a lot many people. Because that's as Kaniska told, like this is kind of a it's an art form, which I believe. And how can you can be a critic of that art form? So I stay away
So
from
I have a question. See, we, of course, I mean, there are new places coming up every day. So as a person who likes food, I would often say, say I want to explore a Korean place. I'm just giving an example. So I look at the new Korean places and I'm going to read, not just the rating, not just awesome and yummy delicious. There are some details I look for in that. So I would like to ask the audience, maybe Noina, if you are looking at a new restaurant write-up, just give me one. All of you can give me one each. One thing that you look for. What do you look for about the place? What detail would you want about the restaurant you're going to?
Now, I actually look at the reviews,
Yes.
frankly speaking, and I try to see what people have written about it. Like, if just people say that it was good, that's a very common thing. Or if somebody says he or she is not happy with it. But when people write about something that they particularly like or particularly dislike, that is what I try to find out.
Wonderful. So you look for that one dish which blew their mind. Sureshji, how about you?
I look at the credibility of the writer. I mean, if the writer has a history of writing, look, part of everything is economics. So people write things because they get paid to write things. And so you have to understand that. I know a lot of restaurant owners who pay influencers. So sometimes you have to look at that. Is it a prejudice article or is it a genuine article? They didn't get paid, so they did a lousy review.
Yeah. Nice.
Sorry, no insults to anyone.
No,
Perfectly
that's perfectly okay. Christopher, my question is, what would you look for? Like she said, the dish.
Yeah.
He says, writer credibility. When you're looking at a review, what information would you like to have there?
See, actually, when you go through reviews, some people write negative reviews, some write positive reviews. So that leaves you very confused. Whether, I should go to the restaurant or I shouldn't. So what I would do is, I would go to the restaurant, I would ask the staff personally what are the best dishes you serve. And then accordingly, I will order those dishes and try it for myself.
Has anybody told you don't order this, sir?
So as an ex-hotelier, let me tell you,
Yeah,
whatever did not
for this.
sell yesterday is
Yes.
today's special. So beware.
Yes.
Just add one more thing.
Yes, sure.
Once you call up some owner or maitre d' or whatever and say, hey, we didn't like this or whatever, have they ever invited you back saying, please come back in 2 days and try it? They have. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
That
okay.
happens sometimes.
Yes.
That happens sometimes.
That happens
Yes, that
when the
happens
owner
sometimes.
is
Sometimes it happens, but
involved.
sometimes it goes off the edge.
Yes.
Also.
It all depends on the owners and how hands-on they are and how hospitable they are and whether your feedback made it back to them.
Yeah.
It often happens that the manager won't even tell it,
Yeah.
won't even say
Communicate
it to
it.
the owner. Yeah, and often if owners hear, they're like, hello, I did 3 lakhs of business last night. 1,500 doesn't matter. It's all mindset.
And it's also the quality of feedback that goes in. How is it adding value to the owner? Is it adding
Absolutely.
value to the restaurant? That's also a question you could ask yourselves.
So tell me this is a very good, again I am going completely off the floor. According to you, how can food writers and chefs or restaurants work closely together, what would you say is a way forward where they can add value to each other?
I can't speak of chefs, and the chefs are they're very well trained scientists. They're very well trained people who manage businesses also. I think for food writers, what we need to do is we need to simply read way more, experience way more. One thing that has, whatever little I used to write, what helped me was travel, multicultural exposure, to be able to be open-minded about food. I have had pretty famous chefs who come and told me, I don't like Japanese food, which is okay. But we should not try Japanese food. No, I won't eat that. No, that is a bit of a problem in my mind. Then you're closed-minded. I think the biggest thing that can happen is to be open-minded, to be receptive to various stimulus and various cultures. Only then will grow. Otherwise, there is no growth.
Absolutely. Sanchita, how do you think, say, let's say you're writing about some food. Yeah, everybody has interpretations. So tell me this, it would being in touch with the guy who conceptualized or the chef who cooked it, would being able to converse with them, spend time with them, add value to what you present to the rest of the world about that food?
See, for me, because of my background in events, whenever I have to do a menu, whether it's personal or this work, I would always sit with the chef. You get the best menu when you sit with the chef. You get the best of the suggestions from them. As Kaniska said, they are the scientists and they can make anything happen even in your budget. So having the chef on your side is always a good idea to have the best possible food. And also because I've traveled a lot and I've traveled across, and I am a person, I'm open to try anything, from snail to cockroach to anything. I mean, everything. So since I've had a lot of different kinds of food and interacted with a lot of different kind of, even I've made a point and met the chef in a different country to compliment the food. I was very closed about having crocodile. I had crocodile and I couldn't understand it was crocodile, and so I had to call the chef and tell him that I wouldn't have had that crocodile. But now that I've realized I've had crocodile, and I must say that I'm still alive and I'm not died, and I actually enjoyed the crocodile.
Crocodiles.
No, you got this wrong. You die when the crocodile eats you.
No, I
Don't
thought
eat the crocodile.
I thought I'll die in my mind. I was like,
Okay.
I had crocodile. I mean, how much more can I experiment? So, but then,
Yeah.
Jude, do you want to add on to this anything? What
Actually-
happens when you're close to the chef before
Yeah.
you write something?
That happens a lot with me because I get to try out food all over the city and beyond. So the interaction with the chef and meeting of chefs is a common thing that happens with me. So they actually look forward for inputs from me. Ki what is trending right now, and actually what can we do something better? क्या चल रहा है? That's the common lingo between a chef and a blogger. कि अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? So those are things that I feel it's a good balance somewhere, and I am kind of doing that a lot now. So it helps. Definitely helps.
So see, he has a completely other side point of view where he's telling the chef what's Insta-worthy.
Sure.
I'm just back from a consulting assignment where I was asked to create Insta-worthy drinks. Now, the fun part is not once worthy, I talked about the theme, fruity, whatever, all that. So nobody is bothered about it, just must be Insta-worthy. So now, do you think, this is a question to this side of the table, do you think this somewhere is taking away from the actual joy of the food, the ingredients and the eating?
I have very strong views, but let him speak first.
He's been voicing views strongly too.
No, just explain the question once more.
I'm saying that these days it's all about looking good on camera.
Right.
Do you think this idea that restaurants have or hotels have that I must look good on camera is somewhere impacting the taste and quality of the dishes themselves?
Not necessarily, not always. to tell you honestly, because I've tasted nice-looking, gorgeous food,
Yes.
which is not coming out to that level,
Very nice.
as far as my taste bud is concerned. I mean, it
Yeah.
once again, it's subjective. It differs from one to other, but then it happens.
Let's hear your strong views.
So somewhere slowly, steadily, looks have taken over and substance has taken a back seat, possibly out of the window these days. I don't even know how many places run based on Instagrammable food and drinks and decor. To me, the core of food is that food.
Yes.
And I honestly think authenticity is a little overhyped. I think the taste is paramount. If you sacrifice that to create a tower on your plate or a rainbow effect in the glass, all good, but count me out.
Nice. So he said authentic.
No.
Yes, this is sorry.
Kanishka, I agree with you. Food is food.
Absolutely.
But molecular gastronomy is something I've experienced recently. And in our city, if you've been, if you go to Avartan and have their meals, I've had all of their, they're wonderful to taste. They're created like, I don't know how they created. Science at what level, I don't know. But the food is actually
Absolutely, they're one of the best
awesome
restaurants
to
in India.
taste.
No doubt, but you can't give me many examples.
There are 3-4.
Yeah, you
There
can't
are
give many
3-4, but
examples.
at the same time, that's a fancy once in a year kind of
Absolutely,
experience.
absolutely.
But I second Kanishka by saying that food is food. No matter how much qaida you do with it, end of the day, if it doesn't taste good, it's not food.
It's not food.
Sureshi has been trying to get
Yeah.
awarded.
Isn't like in Calcutta, I'm not familiar with the restaurant you guys said, is plating important? Because in New York, everything is about plating. I mean, what comes out is an art for most restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
okay. Yeah, go on.
Sure.
Whatever little travel I've had in my life, I've seen that in New York or America for that matter, plating is important, but without sacrificing taste and quality. Somewhere plating gets important, sacrificing taste and quality.
Yes.
Yeah,
On
Yes.
the altar of plating, you can't sacrifice taste and quality.
absolutely. Yeah, and New York, again, like she said, the restaurants that plate well are upmarket restaurants. Otherwise, people, they eat burgers, fries, and pizza. And, question of plating, literally. So, yeah.
Normal restaurants also, one Kanishka frequents very often.
You don't take names.
I'm not
We don't
taking
take
names.
names.
I didn't take names as a Kanishka.
Kanishka's the name.
Yes. So
Yeah.
their food and their plating is equally beautiful. That's not a 5-star though, right? So it's actually the chef, who is the creator. I mean, when we go to have biryani, we don't care how you plate it. The biryani has to be good.
Exactly.
Bottom line. So, but when we go somewhere little upmarket or fancy, we look for that plating along with that food, the good food. But despite all the fancy taping, everything comes down to the food.
Yes. You can get people in once with a good picture, but they'll come back second time only for the food. Now, because we are running short of time, I want to ask this question because this is one of my favorite questions. So, to you, what is authentic? I am really, 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 really tired of hearing that word, but what does it mean to you?
Authentic. I mean, I don't relate much with authentic. For me, something that tastes good, and if there is a preparation that involves a lot of chefs and a team that can come up with something amazing, for me that works, I guess. Authentic is a very long story that it doesn't have an end, probably.
Authentic is very subjective.
Yeah.
To me, my mother's home cooked
yes.
lao chingri is authentic, right? To me, what I have had from my childhood, certain things in a certain way, pati shapta with that kind of an arcolate pool is authentic. I want my mishti doi, but I wouldn't want mishti doi cheesecake, or I wouldn't want blueberry in my mishti doi. It might be wonderful, but for me, that does not
For you, those are innovations.
It's very
Yeah.
personal. Authenticity is, I believe, it's very subjective and very personal.
Absolutely.
I think authenticity comes from the idea of traditional cooking, which we
Authenticity and tradition are
yeah. So it has a relation, which my probably Dida and Dida's mother used to cook. Those traditional items like postor boda and ghee diye orad dal. So these are all kind of traditional or choto bodi bhaja with muget dal. So these are all kind of traditional cooking, and authenticity is the word that probably comes, I'm not sure, but probably comes from that ideology. So and it transcends, and nowadays it is all has become fusion. So now whether you like it or not, you have to accept it, and the fusion has come in a big way. Now, so authenticity doesn't, gel with these today's food items, food likings. I strongly believe, and authenticity differs from one to other.
Absolutely. Kanishka, anything?
I agree with, I guess
Yeah.
we're in agreement on most things. To me, authenticity is how sincere you are about food. That's your authenticity. Am I sincere about what I am cooking, what I am putting up, what am I serving?
Absolutely.
Don't go looking for roots. Don't go looking for origins. And then that's a rabbit hole. And people kept on asking me, what's an authentic Aduddam recipe?
Yes.
We didn't have that here.
From where?
Correct.
There's a Kashmiri aloo, there's a Bengali. Yeah.
Authenticity is definitely related to the region it's coming from.
Also
Yes.
to your house.
What is it? এখন এখানে যদি কেউ ইলিশ মাছ পেঁয়াজ দিয়ে রান্না করে তাহলে সেটা এখানের জন্য অথেন্টিক থাকছে না
Absolutely.
but it's always authentic when it's in some
Overall,
place
yeah.
of the world.
Absolutely, but I'll tell you one thing. What he said, that's what authentic is how your mother cooked. Full stop.
True.
Because even if you take it,
It's how you're
West
used to
Bengal,
it.
even in West Bengal, a simple dish like since we're going ilish with the rains, Bapa ilish. There are some households who will put a tablespoon of doi in it, a curd in it.
Yeah.
My household people, they don't. They just put, so for us, again, authentic is how my mother cooks. Every house in the same lane may differ. So I was just saying, because, you'll often see when, let's say you put your beautiful panta platter, somebody will say, oh, but that isn't authentic. You get that a lot, right? That's why I wanted to ask this.
It's very subjective. It's my
Yeah.
wish. I think it's authentic. I enjoy it. So it is my authenticity.
Taste overall.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean,
Now, I know you will hate me for this. I know this is like, it seems like we just started, but it seems we're running out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this twist and I'm going to do a rapid fire. And it's fun. I'm not going to ask you about your personal details, Jude. Don't worry, I'm nicer than that. And anyway, I know what's there to know. But okay, what we'll do is just to be fair, just choose a number 1, 2, 3, 4. I will give you whoever. Since 3.
2.
1.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay, fine.
1. 6. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. You look.
I'm 2.
Oh, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. So we'll start with you.
You can start from 4.
Let's start from you. No, she is 1. Hello, Mr.
She's not 1.
Who's 1? Jude is 1. Oh, okay. I'll start from 4. Great. I shall start. Okay. Ready? Okay. Will I give for best dining experience you have ever written about?
Avatar.
The most underrated ingredient in your opinion?
Shadati.
Something you have never cooked or eaten before but really, really want to try?
Frog leg.
A dish that you secretly dislike but pretend to enjoy in public?
I won't do it. I love food.
He's so sweet. Okay. Who next?
3, I guess, me.
Okay.
Same questions.
What is your guilty pleasure snack?
Some kind of baked chips. I can't eat potatoes anymore. So some chips.
Some chips. One food word that you want to ban forever?
Can I have a food phrase?
Yes.
Hidden gem.
Cheers to that.
Okay. So, which food trend do you think is here to stay, whether you like it or not?
I like it as another question. I think this regional Indian cuisine as a trend is here to stay. And I hope it goes further.
Okay, the next question is exactly like this. A regional cuisine that you personally are currently obsessed with.
Odia.
Korea.
Absolutely Odia cuisine.
Thank you. Talpot to Ashish. Okay. A very overrated dish in your opinion.
Overrated dish. Moody chop.
Print, blog or
Questioning the basis of certain value systems.
Yeah. guys, like beep. Okay. Print, blog or Instagram. Which is your medium of choice?
Blog.
Okay. What will we always find either in your fridge or kitchen shelf?
Water.
Water. That was a good one. A food memory that makes you smile every time.
It's my first one in Odisha, which I
Okay.
explained.
Nice. Finally. Okay. One food trend that you wish would go away.
Dalgona coffee?
A dish
I mean, like,
that
still
you,
there.
a dish that you secretly love that most people hate.
I kind of like matcha. I kind of like.
Okay. Kind of full, otherwise you'll get beaten. No, it's okay. It's still a diplomacy. Acha, democracy, sorry. A chef that you'd love to interview.
Ishani.
Oh, thank you. A food you will never write about again.
I've done it, so maybe mandi rice. I won't write anymore.
What?
Mandi rice.
Ah, mandi rice.
I've done it as well.
Okay, great. So that's that. Do you have any questions for them?
Please don't.
Any questions, people?
I have a question for.
Yeah,
For me?
Mr. Martin.
No.
Yeah.
I always see in your blogs,
Yeah.
you sit with a table full of food.
Yeah.
So do you eat all the food yourself?
Everything, everything.
No,
There's plenty of food.
Yeah,
dishes and dishes on the table. I see
Yeah.
you sitting. So do you consume all that food yourself?
So it depends if it's a promotion.
Yeah.
So the restaurant wants to show something, right?
Yeah.
So I handpick a few. And write about them. So it's not all that I.
No, but then what I want to know is, the food is prepared, is put on the table.
Yeah.
Who eats the
There's a
food?
lot
Who
of
has
people.
it?
There's a lot of people there. I'm not the only one. There's more people along.
Okay.
There's a bunch of people behind the camera.
Okay.
He holds four.
Can I give you the restaurant owner's point of view on this?
Yes, of course.
What typically happens is like bloggers like them, they're pretty responsible. When you
Yeah.
see him sitting, there's usually 4 others.
Okay.
And also, typically, they always tell you what you want to promote, and
Yeah.
they'll say ask for 8 or 10 dishes. I'd say
Okay.
8, 10 dishes and 5, 6 people is not a thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the restaurants, like you said, it's
Yeah.
often also something they're paying for, like Mr. Kushary also
Yeah.
mentioned. So what happens is, in that place, they want, okay, he's coming for an hour, I want all 22 dishes covered.
So they select the dishes, whatever dishes.
No, then the restaurants will give you the dishes. It's
Okay.
up to them.
Okay.
So then they also know that people who've come, how they dispose of is up to them. They can give it to their guests, they can give it to their
Okay.
staff, or they throw it away.
Okay.
In that, these people will have no say. That is completely the restaurant's call. Is that correct, Jude?
That's one
But
thing that
when
happens.
they can choose themselves,
Yes.
I have usually seen most people who write, let's use the word bloggers here, because
Yeah.
food writers often they come and go without even telling you. Bloggers, the ones I know, are very responsible. They'll always say, give us 6, 8,
Yeah.
and what you want us to write.
Another thing happens that people do pack also. They do the packing. If the wastage issue is there,
Yeah.
they do packing. Yeah.
So it's a completely, great. Anything else? No? So,
Anna, please ask questions.
Naina's already asked before you.
Aditya, you want to ask anything?
I have a question
You
for
asked
Aditya. Aditya, like we know, these days a lot of people use, and this I'm going to come to all of you also if you want to say. See, a lot of people are using AI to write their reviews, right? which is not a problem. I mean, it's just as long as your own thoughts have gone into it. But has it ever happened that you've looked at anything that's written and you've said, he's used AI. Has it ever been obvious to you?
No, so far I personally haven't come across amongst my readings or the feed which I gone through. But yes, people these days are using AI like for every of their work and everything. So, but obviously one should not completely do it just based off the AI. So, because people are reading it and based on our reviews and writers, people take it as a honest review and accordingly they went through the respective grades. So we should always be honest about what we want to portray and to the people who read it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, yes.
Another question which I'm going to ask all of you, whoever wants to do. Otherwise, if you don't, I am going to request these people and maybe through them to others to. So anything that you wish they would mention in their reviews. When they see, usually what happens, this place, this food, maybe this ambience, and that's it. Is there any other detail that you wish that everyone who's watching us now would mention when they go to eat somewhere?
I think disclosure, if they were compensated for it.
That let us, okay. And
I mean, then, no,
Fair point. Fair point.
fair point,
And that's
yeah.
a paid promotion.
Yeah.
Fair point.
yeah.
So like people actually write not a paid promotion.
Fair point.
Absolutely. And Kanishka, anything?
Oh, first of all, I don't read reviews. Honestly, I've stopped reading that long time back. But one thing I keep on asking people whenever I go to some place, is there parking?
Is there parking? Very good. Yeah. Next. Subhasis, something, let's
Yeah.
all do one point and
Definitely, I would try to understand how socially acceptable that place is. Like the behavior of the inmates, that is quite important. for
staff
me.
behavior.
Yeah.
Very nice. So for me, one thing, me and one of our
And I
colleagues-
include it
yeah.
in my reviews as well.
Ah, that's very important because these days good staff behavior is very rare. I mean, sorry to say. But one thing I would really like to know is people say Korean great food and all that. They forget to tell us that whether it's a kiosk or a sit down. So we've gone all dressed up to this Korean joint only to realize that it's a kiosk with 2 plastic chairs on the road and 6 of us were there all dressed
So
up.
it's happened to me.
Yeah. So
it's-
something else like this that you would like
Yes,
to
people don't actually. It would be nice to know, how dressy or whether it's a casual place. That would be nice to know because sometimes you feel that you can't go because you're not properly attired
Dressed.
or you're just going from work. You can't sort of walk in like that. It's nice to know. And also, I second Konishko. Where do I park my car?
Absolutely. These are very good things, a dress code and
Might sound
Anything?
privileged, but
Yeah, of course.
So,
So I get a lot of requests from people that they want to know if there's a lift, if there's wheelchair accessibility.
oh yes, Jude, that's
So
a fantastic point.
I think these things are definitely something
Yes.
we should
Yes.
try to incorporate because there are people who want to visit and if they are not knowing these things,
Correct.
it will be half information.
Sorry, they little up.
Very
Sadly, most places are not
yes.
handicap friendly.
No, it's
Thank
coming
you.
up. It's coming up nowadays.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to become mandate because we can't ignore our seniors, right? So it's very
Not only seniors, I mean people who are differently able.
yes, of course. We
Or
can't
people
ignore.
who occasionally break a toe or a hand or a leg.
Occasionally.
Yes, occasionally. So everything, yeah. So guys, thank you so much. Now I would really like to invite the owners of Saradin to come and felicitate you guys. So, Diganto, could you please Indro and Chitturanjan, I would like you here, please. Come. So, Diganta, you can give yours to
Thank
Jude.
you. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Indra, this is Sanchita and
Thank you.
great. Chittaranjan to Kaniska, please. And we still have Subhasis here. We'll save the best for last, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for making time. Thank you
I'm sorry.
Kaniska.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you Subhasis.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
Jude,
It's a
and thank
pleasure.
you
I think we had a
Sanchita,
good
and thank
time.
you
Yes,
everyone.
yes.
We had a good time. So that's what
And
matters
thank
the
you
most.
Team Sharadi.